me, the Nitty Gritty Yarn Girl. Well, all of a sudden, Minnie decided she wanted me to hold her. Hold on a minute. She's making a fuss. Minnie, over here. You silly girl. Minnie,
you know you're supposed to do this before the show.
There's a party. There's a party going on, and Minnie doesn't want to miss it. Hey, everybody, it's me, the Nitty Gritty Yarn Girl. It's Monday night, and this is Twisted Stitches. I hope you had a great turkey weekend. I know we did. And hey, Paul, you want to show the folks what's behind you there on the floor?
So cool.
Oh, that stuff. Well, are you ready? Just a quick view.
Oh yeah. I mean, they don't need to see what's in the back. They already know what's in the back. They already bought it.
Quick flyover.
Yeah. So thank you all for an amazing weekend here at Nitty Gritty Yarn Girl. All the invoices are out except for one. We do need one email address. So if you were a new purchaser at Nitty Gritty Yarn Girl, you may have been watching us for a long time, and that's great, and we love it. And thank you so much for your first purchase. But we need to have your name, phone number, email, and address in order to get your order processed and shipped. Our invoices go out via email, so that email is essential. Thank you very much for getting that done. And now we're going to get right into our show because we've got a great show for you tonight. I've talked a lot about Jill at Knit Sisu. I feel like you don't even have a last name.
I kind of don't. My email is Jill from Knit Sisu.
Yeah, I know.
It's like Tamminen, Jill Tamminen.
And Jill and I have been talking, and you know that she's designed a wonderful hat and cowl for us. But I wanted to kind of give you a little bit of behind the scenes of Jill at Knit Sisu. So I asked her if she'd come on tonight, and she graciously accepted. And so welcome, Jill.
Thank you. Thank you for having me.
Oh, it's such an honor
to be here.
Yeah, we've been getting I feel like for someone who I had this much knowledge of before, I know so much about now, and it's been a wonderful experience getting to know you
well.
And to see. I mean, I've seen your designs, and I follow you on Facebook and Instagram, but some of our folks might not know very much about you. So I'm going to ask you to share a little bit about that with us this evening. Paul, before we get started, do we have any folks with us?
All right, let's do a sound check. Can you guys hear my voice out in TV land?
We don't care if they can hear you. We care if they can hear us.
Well, if you're asking me to read the comments.
Oh, geez.
Do we hear any? Do we have audio?
Are they all sleeping tonight?
I don't know. We hear all. All right, perfect. All right, let's get ready to rumble
This weekend.
All right, starting us off is Donna Nahajlo. Yes, you heard the J. It is pronounced. Says hi, everybody. Nancy Robertson. Hello, everyone.
Hey, y'all.
Jillian Goldrich says hello, and our friend from the Cape Cod, Darren Showers. Hello from Cape Cod. Kim Kerstetter says, hi, everyone. And Marianne Murray Summers, good evening. Beth Ann Wilkes says, good evening. And had a horrible dinner. Oh. Patricia Espejo says, evening, all. Happy belated Thanks Turkey Day.
Yes, happy.
Dina Coffin Ridgeway, hello. Thanks for the quick shipping. I got my Friday purchases already.
Oh, yeah.
Wow, your postal guy is on point. Who do you use for that service? Oh, it's me. Oh, that's right.
Oh, God.
And all the way from Eureka, California, Rita Johnson Cotterman with a hello.
Hello.
Locally speaking, Michelle Mingo Lewis says Heg.
Heg?
H-I-G. I don't know.
Is that Swedish for hello?
Oh, is it?
Yes.
Well, she must know you're Swedish.
Is it
I'm Finnish.
H-I-G or H-I-J? It's H-I-J.
It's H-I-J.
It is. You know how I know that?
Or H-E-J, maybe.
Yeah. Yes, H-E-J.
Yeah.
Here's what you do, because here's what I did. You go into IKEA.
Yes.
And when there's but here's how you do it. When there's a bunch of people, all that work there, you just stand on the side and go, hey, and every one of them will turn around, and then you're just like, it was really funny at the time. All right, getting back to the show. Jillian Goldrich, we hear all. Beth Ann Wilkes says, yes. Nancy Robertson, we hear you, Paul. Hopefully no singing. Me, 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 me.
Hey,
I'm just getting warmed up, Nancy.
not about you.
Since when? It's always about me. Doris R. Caldwell, yes, we hear everyone. Ha ha. Mary Brinkman, hello. And all the way from Massachusetts, Jeannie McLean. Hi, y'all.
Hey there.
Karen Wills, hello, ladies. Hey, what am I, chopped liver, ladies? And our local friend, Judy Rondo Snitkin, hear you in Virginia Beach.
Thank you.
And that's without the mic. Kim Kersetter, can we hear you loud? And we can hear you loud and purple. But what kind of purple, Kim?
Kim Kersetter.
Kim, what kind of purple is that?
Kersetter.
It's not shallow purple. What kind of purple is that? Donna Masung, yes, loud and clear. And Rita Johnson Cutterman, yes, there is audio. Beverly Reiser, good evening all. And Michelle Mingo Lewis, hi there.
Hi there.
Kate Robinson Ellenson, hi everyone.
Oh, hi, Kate.
Nan Preschel Gordon says hello with a waving hand emoji. Doris Caldwell says, need my invoice. Only thing missing is the shaking fist emoji.
I think I sent it to you, Doris.
Beth Ann
Check
Wilkes.
your email. If it's not there, check your spam.
It is finished, says Beth Ann Wilkes. Hey, hey, H-E-I. Helen Solenberger, hi from Buffer.
All these people.
Oh, she's from Buffalo, right?
Yes, Buffalo.
Yeah, Buffalo. And Nancy Parks, Paul is the twisted and twisted stitches. Oh man, I'm not quite sure how to take that, but we're gonna highlight that comment right now.
Exactly how she said it. It's Martini Monday, Nancy.
Helen Solenberger, no, not Buffer, but Buffalo. Karen Wills, sorry. Hello, Paul. Doris Caldwell, okay, thanks. All right, we're caught up.
So I was chatting in Messenger today with Nancy and Nancy Parks, and she said, talking about how long a drive it is to get here from, that it's far to get it from where she lives. Mm-hmm. And then she said, Martini Monday. And I said, how long? And she thought I meant Martini Monday. I said, how many hours? And she said, no, right now. And I meant, no, how long did it take to get here?
Like, when is Martini Monday? I like it.
Beverly Reiser, I shared to my group. And Michelle Mingo Lewis, I didn't get my invoice either. No worries. I'll stop in tomorrow.
It's there. It's in it's all the invoices are sent except one. So they should be out. Oh, all right. Well, thank you all for joining us.
Here.
Isn't it amazing?
I love it.
We're so lucky.
So
we are so lucky. Our crew is amazing. And we now have over 4,000 fans on Facebook and Instagram, and it's just
it's 4,050 on just the Facebook.
Just on Facebook.
There's more on Instagram.
So we're it just keeps growing, and it's all organic growth. It's amazing how they've all have helped us to grow. It's been really great. And speaking of growing,
hold on a second.
What?
Speaking of comments, Doris L. Crowell says, "Love you guys."
Thank you.
Sorry, I had to interrupt for that one.
So tell us about Jill. How did you get started with all this?
There's a few stories there. You're involved in some of it too.
Yes, I know.
So Knit Sisu was always on the back burner. Knitting was something that I did. It was a hobby. It was fun. I happened to just naturally be good at it, I guess. I've taught a lot of Learn to Knit classes. And I always get the question, like, who taught you how to knit, or how did you learn how to knit? And it's the worst story, because I literally, and my husband, Rob, can attest to this, like, I literally picked up needles one day and started to knit. Like, I just knew how.
Self-taught.
Well, it was in my genes, self-taught. My great grandmother, Lily, she came over from Finland, and she was an expert knitter and crocheter. It was in my genes. I'd always been like in the fiber arts. So my mom taught me how to crochet when I was 9, I think. Okay. So I'd been crocheting, needlepoint, cross stitch, all of that, loved it. And then when I started knitting, I started just making, of course I knew how to follow patterns, but I started making my own stuff. And I had friends and people say like, oh, can you make me this? Or can you do that? I had a friend in Florida who was going to Minnesota, and she's like, I'm going to freeze. I need something warm. Can you make me a scarf? And I said, you pick out the color, I'll make it for you. But you know, I was in another career. It was during that time, actually, my husband's family lives in Groton, and we were visiting, and you happened to be in the bus at a, what was it?
It was a Groton Celebrate Groton Day. It was like it was a town festival.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And it was on
a town, not a town, like a park. It was in a park.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
And my mother-in-law and I went in, and we're just like, oh my gosh, this is awesome. We love this. Talking with you, I was like, I was very much inspired. I'm like, I need to do something like this. It's like I knew I wasn't gonna do the bus. I was like, what can I do? And that was actually kind of an impetus of like, I could take what I've been asked to do by people and actually make something of it. You know, I know there's knitwear designers out there, but I'm a wimp at heart, to be honest. Like I have a fear of putting myself out there. We're talking about social media a lot. And like I was telling Paul, I'm like, I
having such a great conversation
I
here.
sweat when I have to go, when I have to do anything live. I'm terrified. And so, I don't even know where I was going with that. Oh, the fear and everything. But so back up a little bit, cooking was always my jam. It was what, no pun intended. So if I were a dad, like we do the dad jokes a lot. We're good at the dad jokes. You do the dad jokes too? Yeah. So I was huge into cooking. I own hundreds, plural, cookbooks. And something happened in our family where my dad, and he is healthy and great today. So I'll preface that. Thank you. It's wonderful. Hey, Dad. He was diagnosed with a very rare and aggressive form of cancer, and cooking, which used to be, you know, what I thought I was going to do with this passion project, was way put on the back burner. It was eating yogurt for dinner, and through appointments and chemo and surgeries, like I would sit there and knit, and it became my therapy. It became my comfort. It became my joy. And it was kind of like the Hallmark movie where the best friend is in the background, like always in the background. And at the very end, the main character realizes like, it was you all along. That was me and knitting.
It was you and knitting.
Was always there. And then it was like, oh, it was you. So to make an even longer story somewhat shorter, we were living in Boston, and I worked for a great company there. I worked for a designer there and was her director of education, and did a lot of teaching, a lot of knit support. And my husband is a pilot for the Coast Guard. And so we move a lot.
That's me.
Ain't he handsome? And so we received orders to go to Mobile, Alabama, arrived March 2nd. Our household goods were delivered March 2nd of 2020. And then the world shut down a week later. And we're in this new place, didn't know anybody, didn't know, we knew where Target and the grocery store was. And it was actually Rob that was like, if you're going to start Knit Sisu, because again, this is something I've been talking about for years. He's like, you need to do it now. Like, now's the time. So June 1st of 2020, launched Knit Sisu. Sisu, it's SISU, is a Finnish word that roughly translates. It's a mindset in the Finnish culture. And it's what my sister and I were raised with. It roughly translates to a quiet inner strength, perseverance, determination. It's rooted in gratitude, joy, nature, faith. And kind of the foundation of Knit Sisu is I've worked with so many knitters, and I've learned a lot about what knitters don't want in patterns and yarns and in their projects. And I want to bring to them a confidence and a joy and a support. And so I write my patterns very specifically. You've seen how they're written, and I try to add a lot of encouragement into my patterns and a lot of support. I also offer support online with classes, one-on-one. At home, I have a whole overhead studio set up so that you see my hands the whole time. And really, I just want to, what knitting brought to me and to my life, I want to, if I can just pass that on to one person, I've,
Well, that's fantastic.
that's awesome.
That's great. And it's a good story. So when you were knitting while your dad was going through his times, were you also designing your own things rather than so you wouldn't, like, I just scour Paul calls Ravelry my catalog. So I'll just go onto Ravelry. I'll go through my magazines and I'll find something that inspires me. I wouldn't even know where to start. I mean, I'm sure I've taken a couple of different things and made them my own.
Sure.
But I've not designed anything totally from scratch.
Yeah.
And that's quite. And I don't know, when you were teaching knitting, were you teaching how to design or how to knit?
I do all of that. So I do beginner learn to knit classes. And I have done mentorships and a whole series of design. It's called the Design Mentorship Program. And I do it once or twice a year where I teach people how to get into design. Everything from like physically how to design, how to measure, how to gauge, how to size, everything, even to the business side of things. How do you, I'm not a tax professional, but how do you make sure you're dotting your I's and crossing your T's?
Right.
That kind of thing.
Right.
Design for me is a creative outlet. I love following a pattern. I love what I learn when I follow a pattern, and I kind of use other people's patterns as a professional development. Like it's
right.
But I get a lot of creative energy from creating things. And specifically, like when I design things, I have the knitter in mind. And I talk about this in the Design Mentorship Program. There is a difference between the mind of a knitter and the mind of a designer.
Sure.
And like I said before, I really want the knitters who follow my patterns to feel a sense of accomplishment and joy in what they're making. I try to make my patterns very accessible. And so you're not going to find really obscure stitches. You're not going to find extremely difficult, intricate things where you have to turn off the TV and have to tell the kids to be quiet because you need to do this one row kind of thing.
I'm counting.
Don't. Four-letter word. That's not knit. So, I really try to make my patterns both accessible to a new knitter in the world, in our community, but also engaging for a knitter that's been knitting forever.
Cool.
So
excellent.
Yeah.
Excellent. So do we have any comments there from the world, or we're all just so
Nancy Robertson says, I'm adorable. But she says he's adorable. I'm assuming she's talking about me. Candace Wise says, hi, everyone. And Michelle Mingo Lewis, Jill, I'll be contacting you about designing.
Yay.
Oh, see that? See how
awesome.
fast that happens?
I love it. Love it.
I have a non-knitting question.
Yeah.
You're Finnish.
I am. Mm-hmm.
And you like to cook.
Mm-hmm.
But do you know how to make those yummy Finnish pancakes?
Krepsuas?
I don't know what you call them, but I know I call them delicious.
Those are delicious. I specialize every holiday season. I make two recipes that have been passed down in our family. Cardamom bread called pula.
Mm-hmm.
And it's the braided bread. And we eat ours with peanut butter on it. My great grandmother called it biscuit. And then pasties. Rob loves the pasties. So pasty is a meat pie. And it has meat and potatoes, onions, and a slab of bacon on it. And eat it with ketchup. It's delicious. So
pretty cool.
Yes.
So of all the things that you've designed, and so where can people find your designs?
Thank you. The website is knitsisu.com. So KNITSISU.com. I do have most of my patterns on Ravelry, but I love the website. It's just, we can communicate more easily through the website. So I try to go through there.
So you prefer that we direct to the website rather than go to Ravelry?
Either one.
Okay.
Either one. And I another part of Knit Sisu is that I love yarn stores. I look at Rob because literally everywhere we travel to, I find where the local yarn
I
store.
think we all do. It's in our genes.
But we as knitters, not just to get out of the design world for a moment, we couldn't do what we do without you and without what you provide for us. And what, even independent dyers, provide, but being able to come into a store and look and feel and touch. I try to work with and support local yarn stores as much as possible. I kind of don't want to be one of those designers that just puts out a pattern and hides behind the scenes. Like, I want to be able to have that accessibility to not just the knitter, but with the stores as well. And so I very much encourage the stores to use the patterns on Ravelry.
Oh, sure. So yeah, all your patterns are available. Like if someone wanted to get a kit and it included one of Jill's patterns, I could just go right to Ravelry and get that and download it here for you.
And it's so great that you guys can do that too.
Yeah.
It's so easy.
Works out really well. What's up, Paul? Somebody's got
Rita Johnson Cotterman she said that is a beautiful shawl.
Thank you.
And
Karen,
she designed it.
I did. There's a story behind this shawl.
what is that story?
Did you?
There's more comments.
There's
but-
more comments.
For it.
All right. Karen Will says, love her story. And Dina Coffin Ridgway, cardamom, yum.
Cardamom.
Kate Robinson Ellison, Jill, is knitting your full-time job?
It is. Yep. Knitting, designing, instructing is my full-time job.
Beth Ann Wilkes says, do you make crop saw?
Crepsua.
Crepsua,
I
yeah,
have
that too.
in the past, but I don't make it much.
Rita Johnson Cotterman, I love pasties.
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 Pasty.
Pasties.
Oh.
You know what? It
Whoa,
happens.
whoa. I didn't know it was going to be that kind of show.
What do you call your dress forms again?
Oh boy. All right. The audience will strike that comment from the record. Oh, my
He's blushing.
God. How do you pronounce it?
Pasties.
Pasties. Okay. What I said was in the pasties.
There you go.
All right. I put the link up for KnitSisu.com. Oh my God. Doris Caldwell says, yes, yarn selections.
Oh, my
Karen Will says, do you crochet patterns or do you do crochet patterns?
No, I don't. Crochet hurts my hands. I don't love it. Sorry to all the hookers out there. That's what they call themselves. We are going that way.
It's going right down.
Oh my God. And it just gets worse.
Crochet. My sister is actually a brilliant. She can design crochet. She doesn't write them, but she just she makes beautiful things. My mother obviously crochets as well, but I don't love it. It's not my thing.
Yeah. Well, everybody has their own thing. Some people like them equally as much, and I learned to crochet first, and then I learned how to knit as well around the same time. But for some reason, crochet just kind of went that way. After the 70s, I was very much into crochet in the 70s.
All the granny squares.
Yeah. And then they're all back.
They are back.
And now they're all back, and they're like big. They're back big. They're a big way. So there's a little bit of something out there for everybody. Yes, Paul.
Ray Sean D. Jones is in the house, says hello with a hand waving emoji.
Hey, Ray Sean.
Rita Johnson Cotterman caught that comment I made earlier, says, oh, Paul, with a triple laughing face emoji. Kate Robinson Ellison, I know what your next design should be.
Oh, really?
If that's what we're talking about. No.
Nancy Parks, I've made the same mistakes, but not on a live broadcast. Triple sideways laughing face emojis. Oh my God. Rita Johnson Cotterman, where is that martini? Gina Bates says, hi.
Oh my gosh.
Wow.
So tell us about that shawl.
Oh, the shawl. So this is actually a design that recently came out. The Essential Variegated Shawl. I have heard so many knitters say to me, I love the colorful variegated yarn, but I don't know what to do with it. I always hear that. And because some yarns, if they're heavily variegated, a cable looks messy or lace looks haphazard. I could take it off too. You could see a little bit.
No, you
better.
have
Be
the
careful,
mic.
your
Oh, my
microphone's on.
mic.
Oh,
Never
yeah,
mind.
yeah.
We're just gonna do this.
Yeah. I like
Leave
that.
it. And so I had this yarn, and I'm a neutral gal. I like the neutrals, and it's DK weight.
It's a DK.
And
Wow, it looks
it
like a
is.
worsted.
It's
Cool.
a DK weight, and I loved the gold, loved the gray. I wanted to honor the yarn, but also honor the stitches. So simple stitches work best with variegated yarn. And so I swatched and pulled out and swatched and pulled out and swatched and pulled out so many times. It took about 3 years to come
Wow.
up with the perfect design to not only show the beauty of the yarn, but how you can just take a simple knit stitch, a simple garter, simple stockinette, and a simple slip stitch, and create a really dramatic design.
Yep.
This is what I call one of my technique shawls. And so what I mean by that is you learn the technique and really you knit it bottom up. So you can use any weight, only not chunky or bulky, but fingering it through worsted. You learn about the first maybe 60 rows, and that teaches you the technique of the whole shawl. And then you can just keep going as long as you want.
Cool.
And I've learned, and I've done knit alongs on technique shawls before where knitters have experienced a lot of freedom and a lot of confidence from looking away from the pattern. I think a lot of times knitters are stuck
Right.
on the line by line.
Right. On the words. Yeah. And the stitches.
If you kind of break that, you learn the stitches, the anatomy of the stitches, the fabric of what you're creating, and then you can put the pattern
Right.
aside.
Right. And just enjoy the knitting.
Just enjoy the
Right.
knitting. You get so much more.
And still
enjoyment out of it.
create something that's not just a plain garter stitch all the way up
Exactly.
with an increase on one side. You know, there's so much to that. And it's very, very, so it's called the essential shawl.
Essential variegated shawl.
Essential variegated shawl.
Yeah.
EVS
And-
for short.
Yeah. It's true.
Yeah.
That's what it is on the website.
You must have gone on there and looked for it.
Of course.
Well, you mentioned something earlier, how you've modified patterns.
Yeah.
Like to fit yourself.
Yep. I might not want, the neckline or I change if something has, garter ridges, I might try something different. And I'll do that. But I keep the basic pattern.
I call that BYOD. And I put this out on social media once. I was like, what do you think BYOD stands for? It's like bring your own daiquiris, bring your own Datsuns, because I have a wiener dog.
Bring your own donuts.
Bring your own donuts. Good one. It's be your own designer. And so I'm a real proponent of, and I've done classes on this as well, teaching people how to take a design, a pattern, and tailor it to themselves, tailor it to their body, their unique individual body, change the neckline, change the length of the sleeves, add shaping if they want to, if they want the fit to be a little bit different. So most of my designs lend themselves to the ability for knitters to do that too.
Cool. So, well, why don't you go
Karen,
in that?
hold on. Karen Will says, love it. Looks great on you.
It is. It's very pretty.
Thank you.
So why don't you dig in here and show us a couple of things?
Well,
Of course, there's that.
I want to see yours with the palm.
There's mine.
I love the palm.
Don't you? I know.
It looks so good.
And I didn't think about this palm when I chose these colors. I did not think about this palm when I just.
It works
But
perfectly.
as I was knitting it, I said I know exactly which palm I'm going to put on this hat.
Yeah.
And I just do love it. So this, I'll share this
Go
with
for it.
everybody because it's on the website tonight. This is this is the marquee hat and cowl. It is available on our website as it sits, just the way it is here. It's also available as part of our meetup for Vogue Knitting Live in New York. So what we're doing, we're hoping that the people who join us at Vogue Knitting Live for our meetup dinner, which is also on the website, will all be inspired to knit, or some of you will be inspired to knit the hat and cowl and then wear it either I would love for everybody to wear it at dinner so that we can all just have our hat and cowls on and just kind of like they do at Rhinebeck, you know, where
Yeah.
everybody's taking pictures. How fun would it be to have a Nitty Gritty Yarn Girl project that we've all worked on together and we all come together and wear it? And what are you giggling at, Paul?
I'm just thinking what I said earlier by mistake.
I'm thinking something has happened here. So that's my thought about this. And so it's on the website for the Vogue Knitting Live meetup, but it's also its own piece. So it's an add-on for the Vogue Knitting Live meetup. And what we're doing there is we will be going to, we're going to get together for a big group picture at the registration desk at Vogue Knitting Live. We'll have a time that we're going to get together for a picture, but then we're all going to meet at Chas Palminteri's restaurant for dinner at 7:00. And so you have to reserve your spot there because there are only so many seats and they require a deposit. So the deposit that you're paying will be applied to your dinner when we get together. So that's just going to give you an idea. We'll put that link up later on so that you have it, but we'll also put up the link for the hat and cowl by itself. So you got 3 things you can do on the meetup page. It's the meetup for pictures, and then you could add the hat and cowl, and if you want to come to dinner. So those 3 things.
Well, and let's also clarify, this is specific to your store. These are exclusive designs. So you're not going to find this on Ravelry.
Right.
You're not going to find this on, my website will have a link to yours,
Right,
but this is a Nitty Gritty exclusive design.
And so, yes, it's ours until February, right?
Yeah.
Until
Of
after
2024. I can't believe
No.
it. That is so generous of you. Like, wow. I couldn't believe it.
No, we
I
got it
heard
through
that one.
February
Wow.
2023. So, it's really cool. It's
Yeah.
really cool. And so we're excited with that. And
It's super fun to make.
And I've got some other little surprises that will be coming up with that. So, what did we say what was the date that I had said that we were going to do the free patterns?
It's for the next 2 weeks.
Okay. Thank you.
Yes.
I couldn't remember what it was. So yeah, for the next 2 weeks, any orders we get for the hat and cowl,
Mhm.
there will be a coupon code that you put in at checkout, and you'll get the pattern will be taken off. It'll be a $10 discount from your order. So that's for the next 2 weeks. After that, the hat and cowl are $10 for the patterns.
For the set.
Yeah, for the set. So
Yeah.
show us what else you got in that little bag of tricks there, Missy.
Got a couple
Um,
other comments. Kim
yes.
Kersetter, what a great idea. And Rita Johnson Cotterman, what a wonderful idea.
Well, thank you. Yeah, I
Thank
wanted
you.
something that was just for us.
Yeah.
I wanted something that everybody would be like, oh, I know where you got that. Yeah, I'm part of the group. And it'll be so easy for us to recognize each other
Yeah.
by doing that. So just,
And a great way to, like, the knitting community, it's so wonderful that we can all come together on a very common ground.
Oh,
Like,
yeah.
when you don't know a person, but you see them, wearing the same design as you, and you're like,
yeah, you're
Yeah.
part of us.
exactly.
And we did a meetup at the Maryland Sheep and Wool Festival last year, and that was a lot of fun. So this is going to be just as cool, and it'll be a fun way to do it. So, and not quite as organized as we tried to get everybody like dinners and lunches together, but it was much easier just to do. We'll do dinner. Everybody's on their own because I don't know who's taking classes, who's arriving when. And by the way, Groupon's a great way to get your hotel reservations. So,
Oh, good tip.
oh yeah. I
Good
don't
tip.
stay at the Marquee. No, I don't stay at it's way too much going on at that place for me. God
Busy
love them.
place.
Oh yeah,
Mhm.
yeah. I mean, the Marquee Hotel is gorgeous, but I don't need to stay there.
Well, and that's why, because it's the marquee hat and cowl.
Right.
Because it's at Vogue Knitting Live is there.
Yep, exactly. We're trying to come up with a good name for it.
Nancy Park says, don't jump, Minnie.
No, she
Lorraine
wants to.
Schiller, hi all. Nice to meet you, Jill.
Nice to meet you.
Yeah,
Through the interwebs.
right. So show us this pretty design.
This is this is a favorite. This is the Songbird sweater. And what I love about this, it's a top-down raglan. It has a really lovely eyelet and cable design
Pretty.
that goes all the way down the sides. And what I really love about this design, aside from the simplicity of it, is that I use a kind of a faux shaping. So I have a ribbing that goes all the way down the side. And so you get a lot of flexibility. You get stretch and shaping in it.
Cool.
without doing the increases and decreases that might hit people in different weird spots.
Right.
This tailors to a lot of bodies, like in a lot of different ways.
Cool.
And so this one's been a fan favorite for a little while.
And that's designed, what weight yarn is that designed on?
This is a worsted held with a Surrey lace.
Ah, nice.
Yeah. So obviously mohair would work too.
Right.
But mohair and I sometimes have a love-hate relationship.
That's what I need.
A love-hate relationship?
No, mohair.
Hair.
Ah,
I know the feeling.
Jill,
Paul.
you
I
went
know the
right in.
feeling.
You walked right in. You walked
right
right in.
into
You did.
It
I'm so
never gets old.
I
It
didn't
never
even
gets
see-
old.
I didn't even see like the signs, the flags, the man in the orange vest going like this. I didn't even see it.
It never gets old. Doris Caldwell says, I love the hat and cowl. And
Thank
Susan
you.
Stewart says, love that sweater
Thank
with
you.
heart-eyed emoji.
Oh, thank you.
Yeah, I do too. It's pretty.
This one's close to my heart. This actually just recently came out too. This is a stash buster or an ad, like some people do the yarn advents.
Yep,
where they
yep,
get all
yep.
the minis, or if you just have like nuggets of fingering yarn. This is the marled me wrap, and you can make it as big
That's
or as
beautiful.
small as
They're
you
pretty.
like. And so it's a marled, you hold two strands of fingering together.
Okay.
And the options for you to be as creative with the colors as you want is there. One big chevron. So that way, my favorite thing about this one, I don't know if I can really model it too well without messing things up. But when you throw it over and wrap
look
it
at that.
around,
It's got that little V.
the V falls really elegantly over both sides of your arm and it stays on.
Huh.
So it's a fun one.
Cool.
I like this.
Is there a V on the other end or is there a point on the other? The point's
It's
on the
the-
other end.
the point?
Oh, cool.
And that's the starting point. So you
Uh-huh.
got your increases on the side, you got your decreases in the middle, and
Uh-huh.
that's what makes the big
Cool.
Very
Very
chevron.
pretty.
That's the point, honey.
I saw the guy on that one.
All right. Give us a few more.
Few
Doris
more.
Caldwell says, my husband would love mohair.
So would mine.
Zing.
This is what I call the wicker work cowl. So for people that are not shawl fans, as far as the wearing of shawls, like the wrapping around and just kind of like more of a cowl look, but enjoy the elegance of it. This is a basket weave,
Oh, pretty.
a basket weave design. It's just a pullover.
Yeah.
That is a great beginner knit actually, because it's just your knit purl basket weave, and it's knit as a rectangle.
Yeah, I can see that.
So you go up, and then there's a diagram in the pattern that tells you where to
Just sew it. Yep.
seam
turn
it
and sew.
together.
Yep.
And then you get a really nice cowl that has that triangle drape.
I've
So-
become a fan of cowls more recently. I
Mhm.
didn't, when they first came out, I thought, oh, there's just so much there. But I like the smaller ones because they stay put.
Mhm.
It's sometimes the infinity cowls,
Yeah.
when you're under 5 feet tall, there's not a whole lot of, there's only so much wrapping you can do before you're covered your whole body in it. So things like this are a lot better. They work a lot better for me. Yes, Paul.
Nancy Parks, what's the name of the chevron wrap pattern?
Marled me wrap.
Marled me.
Marled me.
Oh, marled me.
Yeah. So the marleds, they'll play on the words
Pretty.
there. Marled me wrap.
Yeah.
This one I did as a warm weather knit. I know we're not in that season, but what I really like about it, it's a poncho that just uses one ball of the Noro
So garden
Uchiwa.
Which
The
one?
newer one, Uchiwa.
Uchiwa.
And it just goes straight over the head and has it's an easy lace design. Looks really cute.
Very
with,
pretty.
like
One
just
ball Uchiwa?
just
Cool.
one.
Cool.
But again, if you want it to be large, you could use as much.
Does
or as
Knitting
little as
Fever
you
know
want.
about this one?
I don't know. I think they might. They have reposted before, which they are so great at doing.
Yeah,
that.
they are
I love
wonderful,
Knitting
aren't they?
Fever is
Yeah,
amazing.
This is great.
Yeah.
So what's up next for Knit Sisu? What's going on? Anything in the
some-
works or
yeah.
you do?
I do. I have a cardigan that is coming out next Monday. It's called the On Holiday
Oh, cool.
cardigan. has some nice cables on the front. It's more of a dressy piece.
Uh-huh.
I have another chunky cardigan that will anyone want to be a test knitter? That will be in testing.
Uh-oh.
Just
Test
finished
knitting,
it.
test knitting. We have lots of folks out there who love doing things like that.
Email me or DM, Facebook, whatever. I have a Facebook group too. The Knit Sisu Gathers is the
Uh-huh.
private Facebook
Yep.
group. So
Yep.
feel free to join that.
And
Candace
it's-
Wise says, love all your patterns.
Thank you.
Doris Caldwell, tester.
So it's Jill@KnitSisu.com. Is that the best way for them to reach you if they want to do test knitting, or where?
It's actually knitsisu@gmail.com.
Oh, KnitSisu@gmail.com.
Yeah.
Okay, sorry.
No,
I
it's
had it
okay.
wrong.
It's okay.
KnitSisu@gmail.com. So tell me, what are those cute little things you have there?
These are my stitch markers. So I don't, obviously online I do digital downloads for patterns, but I do have some product.
Do you make these?
Katrinkles.
Oh, Katrinkles.
Doug,
Got
I
it.
love
Got it.
them.
Got it.
But these are the words of Sisu.
Oh, let me see. So this is Knit Sisu. Look at these. This says courage. This one has peace. Oops, more courage.
We need
This
to-
one says strength. These are really cute. And gratitude.
Yeah.
Cool.
We all need a little uplifting. like,
Yes, we
thing.
sure do.
And then these are phrases that I use a lot when I'm teaching. So it's like breathe and stitch, right side, right on.
Shut up and pay attention.
I could do that one. Sisu, you can do it. Keep going. You've got this knit. That's my favorite one.
Oh, cute.
I have that on my website a lot. And then you're making things.
Fun.
So
Oh,
these are
that's
one of
great.
them.
Those are adorable.
Thank you.
Yeah.
Any way to make, to bring happiness and joy and comfort and confidence on the needles is what we're about.
That's fantastic. That's fantastic. Well, thank you so much. It's been a lot of fun chatting with you.
Thank you for having me. Sorry
Well,
if I talk too much.
There's lots of things in this bucket, but we'll be here as long
Yeah,
as the
no.
knit along, as long as the pop up. Is
it's
it?
all on the website.
I was going to say, I know it's past
Oh, okay.
8:30.
We on the network.
I know we own the network, honey, but people need to get home too, and we have to respect them.
And it's Martini Monday.
Right.
You were talking about what was that?
Pasties?
Advent. Something. No. According to my chocolate Advent calendar, it's gonna be Christmas in like 3 days.
Oh yeah.
What does that mean? Oh, because you ate all of them already? Oh, geez, Paul. Oh my God.
It never gets old. Never.
All right. So
Nancy Park says thank you. Doris Caldwell says love this. Kate Robinson Ellison says thank you, Jill. Marty Schmitz Hobson says thank you.
and we're gonna pull a name from the sharing bucket.
Um,
Okay, let's get.
I don't see the bucket.
Oh, we moved the bucket because we were sitting here. So where do we put?
There's
the
a
bucket?
name in the bucket. The
Ooh,
bucket.
Rob's-
The bucket.
Rob's
There's a
calling
name
today.
in the
Come on,
bucket.
Rob.
All right,
Oh,
Rob.
good.
Here we go. We're calling in the big guns. We're bringing in the Navy or Coast Guard. Which one?
Coast Guard.
We're bringing in the
Yep,
Coast Guard for
Coast
this
Guard.
one. You
I
can't
won't
look.
peek. I
You
won't
gotta
peek.
really
Oh,
you gotta
really?
really mix it up. Come on, mix
Mine
it up,
always ends
mix it
on the
up,
bottom, so
mix
make
it,
sure I
mix
pick
it, mix
someone
it,
from the
swirling,
bottom.
swirling,
go.
swirling.
All right, what do we got here? What's it say, Minnie? Look, it says she's not looking. Minnie doesn't want to read it. Oh, Linda Phillips.
Linda Phillips,
Phillips,
congratulations. Oh,
congratulations.
it's blurry. Hold on.
Whoa.
Move slowly.
It's blurry for some reason. I don't know why.
It's okay. Well, I still know what it says. It's not blurry when I look at it. Linda Phillips.
All right.
All right, Linda.
Do we
Make
have
sure-
all her info?
Yeah, make sure if you're watching, you send us your contact information because that's a new name. Yes, Miss Jill.
I just wanted to say thank you for what you do, for bringing like this joy and doing things like this. I see you on Facebook all the time, and your Nitty Gritty fans love you because of what you bring to our community. So thank you, and I'm honored to be a part of the pattern and everything. So
Oh,
thank
it's
you.
great. It's been a pleasure. It's been such fun. I hope this is the beginning of lots of working
Oh,
together
for sure.
us. Yeah,
For sure.
that's great. Okay, everybody. We know it's time. So Linda Phillips is our winner.
Winner.
Look at this, or winner. Oh my God, it's been a long weekend. We'll see you soon. Take care. Stay safe. Good night. We love you.